I'm Rachel with Blossom and Rhyme, and today I'm going to be showing you how to dry fresh flowers in silica gel. So there's a few different types of styles and ways that you can dry your bouquet. This bouquet has been air dried, being hung upside down in a closet. This gives you more of a vintage look, and obviously the colors don't preserve as well. So most of our clients tend to use silica gel drying methods, and that's how we dry our flowers here at Blossom and Rhyme. So as far as PPE goes, when you're doing this process, we have some simple gloves here, and then we have an N95 mask. Now, we recently had a meeting with OSHA a few weeks ago to make sure we're in compliance with safety, and we will be doing a video soon on what we learned with the different types of silica gel and how to be safe. But for now, N95 mask is completely sufficient, as well as some gloves to make sure your hands do not dry out. First step is taking a scoop of silica gel and creating a layer at the bottom of the plastic container, enough to where all of the parts of the container are completely covered and you don't see any more plastic. Next up, you want to give it a little bit of a shake to make sure it's nice and smooth. We will start organizing our blooms. You don't have to organize the flowers, but to me it helps a little bit to get everything laid out and all the different types of flowers organized. I'm going to start with the thickest roses that take up the most room in the container, which happens to be these lovely thick roses. I'm going to cut it at the very base of the rose to make it as flat as possible where there's no stem, about here. A lot of roses are pretty tight in the center, so what we want to do is actually spread out the petals a little bit to make sure the silica gel can get down in there. Now that the rose is a little bit more opened up, I'm going to begin to layer the bottom half of the container with all of the thickest roses. This is a hydrangea, and these always dry so well. I'm going to separate the hydrangea blooms. I like to dry them upside down like this. Okay, so we have our first layer of flowers here. The next step is to gently pour the silica gel over these flowers and bury them. So to ensure that the silica gel doesn't crush the flowers, we use a method where we take our hand and create a barrier between the silica gel and the flowers, and we actually disperse it using our hand a little bit so it's a little less harsh when it lands onto the flowers. However these flowers dry is however they dry, so make sure that you're shaping the flowers the way that they were originally fresh. You can reuse silica gel up to when you start to notice that it does not dry the flowers as well. I personally have had the same silica gel for about 4.5 years and it still works perfectly fine. To add to the stock of silica gel over the years, so we do have some fresh silica gel mixed in that's a little newer than 4 years old. But this is reused silica gel that we just bake in the oven at 400 degrees for 4 hours. Now that we have the first layer covered, I will begin to layer all of the flowers that we have left. I can answer it. Now that we have this is silica gel all over the blooms. Now that the flowers are completely covered, I'm going to place a lid on the container. So after the flowers are encased in the airtight container in silica gel, just write the date that you dried the flowers on the outside of the box and calculate when about 1.5 months later is, and that's the date that you will take your flowers out of silica gel. Okay, so it's been about 1.5 months since you dried your flowers in silica gel, and it's time to take them out. So what we have here is a strainer. We have a turkey basin from Amazon. This is what we use to reheat the silica gel, and I'm simply going to open the lid, check on them. Here at Blossom and Rhyme, we have a client note. I'm going to remove that and the client's ribbon. And then we have all the flowers here in silica gel, so what I'm going to do is take the strainer and place it gently over the turkey basin. And then I'm going to very, very slowly begin to pour the silica gel. And the strainer strains out any of those flower crumbs that you may see. So I see some flowers, so I'm going to pause, sift the sifter Begin uncovering what we buried a month and a half ago. This is so fun to do because it's like hidden treasure, finding a buried fossil, but it's really just your flowers you put in silica gel a month ago. We are going to take a scoop of the silica gel that we have sifted clean and place it at the bottom of the container. The reason why we do this is because while this is a closed container, it's not 100% airtight. So any air that comes through the container with even just a little bit of moisture can affect the flowers. So this silica gel at the bottom will soak up any moisture that happens to enter in and protect the flowers. Thanks so much for watching today on how to dry your flowers in silica gel. If you ever want your flowers preserved, definitely check out our website for products like this. If you have any questions about the video or drying your flowers, definitely drop it below. Have a great day. Bye.